Well, I've got some fun news today. I was sitting on the beach or on an inlet waterway about 4 weeks ago, and down in Gulf Shores, and didn't have the opportunity to work on anything that week, which was good because you just got to sit and relax. But as I was fishing and the wind was blowing so hard, the fish weren't biting. I started thinking about, what kind of knife do I want, and I really wanted to work with some brass and some exotic woods. So a friend of mine had challenged me to do some antler for a knife of his recently, and I thought, well, heck, a transition to brass wasn't going to be that difficult, taking into account everything you have to line up when you're working with a piece of antler, which is, it's not standard from piece to piece. You just have to find a way to make it work. And I was really surprised how it worked out. And so when I got home, I didn't want to get involved or look at any other knife designs or anything like that. I wanted to make a knife that was mine. So it was pretty easy to name it. I decided to call it the Beardman, and I started drawing. And I came up with this drawing here, and it's roughly a 9-inch knife, 117 millimeter blade, and 112 millimeter handle, with brass bolsters and this, that, and the other. And you guys have watched me making it over the last few weeks because I enjoy sharing the pictures, because when people get my knives, they have the ability to see, well, just how they're made, and walk through the process. Because on the website where I put the knives that I have built, you can go down and look at all the pictures and watch that knife being made all the way through, which is kind of neat. So I had come up with a knife and started building it, and of course everybody saw me rolling it out, and I finished up and I came up with the actual physical copy, or the actual, well, not copy, the actual Beardman itself. And it's a nice knife. It's got burlwood handles, and I don't know if you can see all the colors in there, but oh man, it's just beautiful. I put a light coat of wax on it to protect it, but the wood was so nice and shiny and polished when it came out. It didn't need anything. I was just really surprised. Put brass pins in it, and I stuck white liners in there. You may be able to see them. White liners in there on the insides of the handles, and of course polished that brass to a mirror finish. I actually polished out to about 3,000 grit. So left the knife itself polished out to 500 grit on the knife. On the bevel, I went to 220 there. I just wanted to keep some of the matte finish and the little bit of the roughness in it. Put a sharpening choil in it, and I sharpened it. I think I showed yesterday or so that it's a very sharp knife. Just so you guys know, I don't spend a lot of money on knife sharpeners. I use a Lansky system, which is just a set angle sharpening system that you can use to put certain degree bevels. And typically a knife of this size, I'll put a 25 degree bevel. May go to 20, but the way that the knife may get used, I don't want it too dull. The shallower the bevel, the more you have a tendency for the steel to roll. So like an axe or a hatchet, it'd be at like 30 degrees. This is at 25 degrees, which makes it a good outdoors knife, as well as something that you can use for intricate work. But if you start getting down into the 20 and the 17s, you start looking at what kitchen knives and things are sharpened at. And of course, they're not made for being outside. Well, today, I have been working on what am I going to put it in and finish this thing up, and I'm quite pleased with what turned out. I wanted to make sure that since I had such a beautiful knife, I didn't want to make something with a bunch of stamped images and stuff in it. I just wanted a simple, clean, professional looking sheath that just said, hey, there's a beautiful knife in here. take a look. And I think I accomplished that. So I did make the sheath today. And it's a pretty simple sheath. Roll it over and you'll see there's my Molinar, or Thor's hammer. That's my logo for my leatherwork. And there's a 21 right there for the year that it was made. I do that with my knives. And well, for my leather work, for my knives, of course, I've got the Bigfoot logo walking in the trees. But I want to show you something so nice here. I love it when it turns out this way. It's a perfect fit. Matter of fact, you can shake this all day long. It's not coming out. But just to show you, we got a beautiful burnished edge on this knife. I waterproofed it and shined it, and it's dyed with a dark saddle tan leather on a veg tanned skin. So with a knife like this, if you ever get one of my knives, one thing you need to know is you have to take care of them. These are made out of high carbon steel. And if you look like a gun barrel, if you don't keep it dry, if you don't keep it clean, don't keep it oiled, it's going to discolor and rust and eventually pit. Same thing happens to knives. You see those old knives that your grandfather and everything had. Those are old knives, were made from different steels than they use today. Some of them more, some of them use pretty modern steels. But the high carbon steel is a prize knife. It's a hard knife, it'll hold the edge, but you need to make sure that you keep it clean. If you take it out, clean it and dry it very well before you put a little tool oil on it. I mean, you don't have to do it all the time, but you want to take good care of it. Don't leave it in the sheath all the time. Moisture builds up, it gets in there, it attacks it, and it begins to rust. When you store it, it's a prized, piece of equipment. Store it out and let it rest. Go in and look at it. Use it. Never put it in a dishwasher. Dishwasher will kill a knife. And never leave it sitting in water. Take care of it the way you would take care of any other prized or valued piece of metal in your life that you don't want to be destroyed by the elements. And something like this can last for hundreds of years. This particular knife right here, anybody wants to purchase it, $1,700. $1,700. You say, well, it's a piece of art, and it's something that started in here and ended up here into this, and that's just fine, because if no one buys it, I'm boxing it up and it's going to my grandson someday. If someone does buy it, I'll make him a nicer one. Anyway, thank you for watching and following this knife, and again, the Beardman. Have a blessed day.